Okay, so just come onto your mat. And we know that we're at a period of, in terms of the moon phase, it's waning. So we're going to be bringing more brightness into our hearts here. Okay? All right, so sitting up nice and tall, getting grounded, breathing, spine is long. And remember, when you're seated, like you might want to hold on to your knees, but if holding onto your knees causes your shoulders to like round forward and your spine to do this, then bring your hands onto your thighs so you can be sitting nice and tall, upright. Inhaling and exhaling here. Just let your breath settle into your practice here. And let's take a moment to just observe the breath and how it is moving. So put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Now as you exhale, belly button is heading toward the spine and you'll feel it move away from your hand. And the breath starts to come up past the heart and out through the nose. And then as you inhale, breath in through the nose, it moves down past the heart and then back into center here, okay, where your belly is expanding. Okay, so we're going to just work through that on your own, noticing the breath as you exhale, going out through the nose, and inhale, as you inhale, in through the nose, past the heart, into the belly. So out and in, out and in. And just work on that for a second. And you might notice other things about the breath, like the temperature of the breath as it exits and as it comes in. Not over breathing, just noticing. And then go ahead and bring your hands down by your side. We're going to turn the palms up. Okay? So we just had a little sprinkle here earlier. It was like maybe a quarter or half an inch, and that really opens up the earth to release lots of energy. So let's capture some of that with the palms face up. Inhale, lengthening the spine, drawing the ribs away from the hips as you draw your arms long overhead. Turn your palms out, and even as you bring your arms down, think about continuing to lengthen the spine, right? So the spine comes long as you draw your arms up, bringing all that energy. And the spine continues to get longer as you bring your hands down. And just take 2 more breaths like that at your own pace. Feel the energy moving through you. You were just observing the breath, right? In and out through the nose. Notice what happens. All right, and when you're done with your second breath, just bring your hands to your heart, lean back, and change the cross of your legs here. Okay? We're going to start our spinal opening series with a little Venus flytrap. So take your elbows out to the side, inhale, and as you exhale, draw your forearms together and round forward, and then inhaling, open up. So it's like catching something and letting it go. Forward and back, and just let that happen for you. Maybe feeling some nice release on the shoulders also here. you're rounded forward with your forearms heading toward each other, possibly even touching, just come up to seated, bring your palms together, lift your arms, fingertips up toward the sky, and exhale, release. All right, let's shake everything out. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're going to, and you don't have to stay cross-legged the whole time. You know, you can do these things with your legs straight. You guys know that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some side-to-side tilting to open up the spine. We're going to ground through the sit bones here. And the left hand is very gently touching the mat. We're never going to lean into it. We're going to take the right arm up, inhale, keeping the right hip on the mat, tilt over to the left, and then switch sides. Right hand down, left arm up. So the trick here is to keep those hips grounded, yes, because if, as we go back over, if you let your hip come with you, there's no release happening in the side body, right? So just keep tilting side to side. And you may decide, well, I'm going to go just a little slower. We're warming up. We don't want to rush through it, but we want to feel the entire journey side to side. Now, whenever you get back over to the left, stay here. We're going to place the left hand on the left thigh, and before we start making circles, which we will, we're going to reach a little more to the left and release, a little more to the left and release, a little more to the left and release, and now reaching to the left and making those nice big circles, arm over, arm out, forward, long spine. And whenever you get over to the left again, stay there. Bend your right elbow, bring your right hand behind your head, inhale, and then as you exhale, draw your right elbow toward your left knee. Probably won't touch, may not, but just draw it that way. Bring it back up and release. Now we go over to the right and stay here. Well, let's put the right hand on the right thigh. That's how we did the other side. And release. Over and release. Over and release, and over and release. This time over and hold and begin circles. And the next time you're over to the right, stay here, keeping that left hip grounded, bend the left elbow, and draw your left elbow toward your right leg. And come on up. Inhale, arms up, palms touch, hands heart center, lift, and change the cross of the ankles here. Shake things out. All right, so we're ready for some twisting here. This is also going to help open up the hips. So we're going to do up twist. Inhale the arms up and the feet up. Cross your right ankle in front of your left and twist to the right. Inhale, arms up. Change the cross of your ankles, left over right. Exhale, twist left. And it's up. Switch, twist. Up, switch, twist. Keep going. All right, anytime we twist, we want to be upright like this. We're not like this, okay? We're here. Keep going. Yes, nice. Up, switch, twist. All right, we started over to the right, so after the next time you twist to the left, just come back up, arms up, feet up, Good, everybody? And raise your hands if you love core. Yes, see, I knew it. There you go. Inhale and exhale. We're going to cross the right ankle back over the left. Come to the right now, twist and stay there. This is when we especially want the spine to be long. Lengthen through your spine and twist a little more to the right if you have that available to you right now, okay? Without dipping down, we're twisting, without tugging on the right leg with that left hand. And then on your exhale, turn your gaze toward your right shoulder. Now on your next exhale, whenever that comes around, turn your gaze to the left. And whenever your next exhale comes around, take your gaze back over to the right. And while we're here, let's raise that right arm up by the ear and just tilt over the left leg. So the left leg's kind of at a diagonal. We're tilting, oh, good. And then come up center, raise the feet, left ankle in front, spine is long, and exhale, twist to the left. We're staying here now, so first we lengthen the spine, possibly deepen the twist, gaze toward the left shoulder. And whenever you exhale next, gaze toward the right. And after your next exhale, gaze back to the left. And now we're going to float that left arm up and tilt over the right leg. Stretch. And release. Hands to heart center. Okay, let's bring the legs straight and shake them out. They've been crossed for quite a long time here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we were talking about the hamstrings versus the quads, right? Strengthening the hamstrings. So we were looking back here to feel that hamstring tendon. So go ahead and just turn to one side and put your hand right at the center, at the top of your leg, but below the glute, and see if you can feel that. And then go to the other side and maybe dig around in there, give it a feel. Okay, so that's not the only thing. Bend your knees here and put your hands, there's kind of going to be a hollow spot right under your knee here. Okay, so put one hand in each of those. Lift your toes and draw your heels towards you. It's isometric, they're not going to move. Draw your heels towards you. You feel all that tightening here? Those are your hamstrings, right? Those are the really tough tendons. All right, let's shake it out. Inhale and exhale. So when we'll be doing things that are going to strengthen these muscles, okay? Right now, we're going to work on our core. Okay. So let's go ahead and do some high boats to low boats, all right? Okay, we're gonna have the arms forward, come back, well, stay straight here, raise your right knee, okay? Right now your left foot is down, and it's half high boat on the right to low boat. And come up. And remember, we're lifting the head and shoulders, but we're not tucking the chin. High boat, low boat, back to high, back to low, to high. Now take it low boat on the right, arms up by the ears, canoe. Bring your hands down by your side and lift back up. Bring the right foot down, shake the legs out. Half high boat, okay? Left leg up, arms are forward, and we go down. Low boat, back up to high. Low boat, yes, good. Back up to high. Keep going, low boat, back up to high. Low boat, back up to high, and now you're going low boat and hold, arms up by the ears, canoe, hands by your side, back to high boat on the left, bring both feet down, and shake it out. Woo. All right, let's try that with two knees up, half boats, okay? So we're gonna raise both knees. knees. Now, if this starts to not work for you, the best thing to do is bring your foot down. Bring your feet down, right? So we've got 2 feet up, 2 arms forward, and we're going to go right leg extends and come up. And right leg again and come up. And right leg again. Woo! And come up. And right leg again. Stay here. Arms overhead. Canoe. Arms forward. Up. And release. Oh. I was not expecting that to be quite such a challenge. Anybody find that challenging? Glad I'm not the only one. All right. We're going to do that with 2 knees up. And remember, you can do it with your feet down and just 1 knee up. Here we go. We're going on the left. Low boat to high. Low to high. Low to high. Low boat on the left. Add the canoe if you want. Arms up by the ears. Hands down by your side. Up you go. And release. Oh. And just wiggle around. Inhale and exhale. All right. Well, we will go ahead and throw in some oblique work right here, okay? So 2 feet to the mat. The knees are basically hip-width distance apart. Who has a block handy? If you have a block handy, which it looks like everybody's reaching for it, put it in between your thighs, okay? This is just going to help keep the legs in a nice steady position without the knees knocking together or coming apart. All right, so the arms are forward. We're going to bring the palms to touch. Take it back. And as you come up, take both hands over to the right. Take it back. Both hands over to the left. And that's what we're going to do right now. Side to side. Yes. Down and up. Side to side. So there's extra work in the legs keeping that block in between, right? Right and left. And finish up on the left because we started right. Woo! And come up and shake things out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so let's put that block off to the side now and see if the legs will just stay in position as though the block was still there. Bend at the knees. Okay, think about your thighs being block width distance apart, right? A lot of isometric work holding that invisible block. Palms touch, take it back and up to the right, back and up to the left. We're just going to go 4 times each side. Every time you come up, just notice how your legs are doing. Are they staying in place? Back and up. And this is 4 for me, might be 4 for you. Back and up, woo, and release. Shake it out. All right, everybody's good, sort of? Yeah, okay. Inhale and exhale. So who has a strap? Okay, everybody, let's go. So we're going to do Supta Padangustasana to start opening up the hips, all right? So grab your strap, lay down. We're going to draw the right knee in, take the strap around the ball of the right foot, and the right foot is flexed. Inhale and exhale here. All right, so the left foot is still on the mat, but for some people, that left leg is already ready to extend, and if that's you, that's fine. Just notice how that feels to your spine. So your left leg could be straight, it could be bent any amount. Flex your right foot and just breathe. Breathe into your hamstring. Now take both ends of the strap in your right hand, take your left arm out to the side, and start to let your right leg open up, out to the right, and allow your right arm to support the leg so that it's not pulled to the earth and your left hip jumps up, okay? You guys know this. using the strength of your leg, take the leg back up to center. So we're not going with the strap, right? The leg is drawing itself up to center. Put both ends of the strap in your left hand, right arm out to the side. And now we're going to let that right leg come just past the belly button. We're getting a nice stretch of this whole outer leg, outer thigh area. Okay. Remember, we talked about stretching the quads, and this is all part of that complex here. Now we're going to let that right foot continue to come over to the left, even letting the right hip come up, and take your gaze towards your right fingertips. And once again, using the strength of the leg, we take the leg back up to center. Take the strap one end in each hand and just breathe into the back of the leg now. Inhale and exhale. Let's switch. Bring the left foot into the strap. Right foot down. Flex the left foot. Again, that right leg might want to straighten. It might want to bend. Anywhere in between, flex your left foot and breathe. Now we're going to take both ends of the strap into the left hand, right arm out to the side, and let that left leg open out to the left, using the arm as a brace so that the leg doesn't pull us all the way into a wonky twist. We do not want that. Now, using the strength of the leg, draw the leg back up to center. Take both ends of the strap in the right hand, left arm out to the side, and draw that left leg just past the belly button. Getting that nice stretch down the outside of the left leg. And then let it come all the way over as far as it will go. And you might be using now your right arm to brace you, or your foot might come all the way to the mat. That's between you, your shoulders, and whatever your body is doing right now. And then draw that leg back up. Use the strength of the leg. Take one end of the strap in each hand. Flex the foot. And then go ahead, bend your left knee. Put the strap off to the side, not too far away. And let your knees open and close. So go ahead and bend at the knees. Bring your feet to the mat. And just release, open and close. Inhale and exhale. All right. So now we're going to have the strap within easy reach in front of us as we turn over to the side. Okay? And we're going to be doing a reclined quad stretch. So you might want to have your head in your hand. You might want to have your head resting on your arm. Bend your right leg or your top leg, whichever leg that is, and grab your ankle. Now, if the ankle doesn't easily come into your hand, just wrap your strap around it and work from that. We're going back and forth with that leg. So we're getting a nice quad stretch out of this. Okay, and now go ahead and bring the top foot down to the mat. The bottom leg is bent now, and let that knee, the top knee, open and close a little bit. Open and close. All right, great. We're going to flip over to the other side and do the same thing. Any questions about that? Was anything weird or not working for anybody? Okay. All right, so we're going to be laying on the other side. We've got the other leg on top, either hand in the head or laying down. Either strap around the left ankle, your top ankle, and hold on to it with your hand, and take that top leg back and forth, getting a nice hamstring stretch. It's like baby dancer without having to worry about falling over, right? And then go ahead and take those top toes behind the bottom leg. The bottom leg is bent, and let that top knee open and close. Release. Release. Super. All right. And now we're going to be coming to hands and knees. Okay. Strap will be out of the way. You're going to pad your knees if that's something that you do. And we're coming to hands and knees. Remember, you could always be doing this at the wall too, especially for what we're about to do. It's great. You can always roll up the top edge of your mat to take some of that bend out of the wrists, right? You would put the heel of your hands on the rolled part of your mat. Okay, everybody good? Comfortable here? All right, so remember earlier we were finding right back here. Go ahead and touch on your right leg, the back, just right below your glute. You're going to feel that tendon, okay? Now your hands come down. Take your right leg back, and first let's just roll out that foot. Roll over and back. Press the heel back, roll over the foot. And then press the heel back and stay here, okay? And from here, we've got the toes touching the mat, and we're going to lift that right leg straight up. We're not going to turn out to the side. Straight up, because that's how we get into the hamstring, right? And then we're going to take the left arm by the left ear. So big balance here, as well as a lot of work going on in that right leg, and release. All right, let's go ahead and do that a little differently this time so you can see the difference. Take your right leg back. Now, spin your leg just a little bit over so your heel is coming toward the left and lift. Feel how the glute is doing the work here when you lift? Now turn your toes toward the mat, and this is what we want tonight. We want the toes toward the mat so we get into the hamstring. All right, let's sit up, release those wrists for a second. Okay, is that making sense? Are we good? We're going to come back to hands and knees now and start on the left leg back. And let's, again, just release the foot just because it's there and we need it. We love our feet and our ankles. They work hard for us all day. We're giving them a treat. Press back through the heel. And now the toes are face down toward the mat, and lift that left leg straight up. And there's your hamstring, okay? Now we're going to float the right arm by the right ear. Yes, beautiful. And release. And now let's turn the left toes out a bit and lift. And notice how the work is now in the glutes. And release. All right, let's come up and shake it out. So it's not bad to work the glutes, but that's just not what we're going for tonight. So we're going to make sure that our work is staying in the hamstrings as we come back into tabletop. And this time, we're going to float the right leg back, okay? And the left arm long and forward, so the toes are touching down, the fingertips are touching down. We raise the right leg and the left arm and tap down and up. Keeping the work in the hamstring and not the glute. Yes. Good. Yes. One more and release. All right, come to your knees, shake out your wrists for a second. back to hands and knees. We've got one more side to go. The left leg slides back, the toes are down, the right arm slides forward, fingertips are lightly on the mat, and we lift and tap down, keeping the work in the hamstring for strengthening. 3 and 2 and 1. All right, go ahead and bring your knees, 2 knees down. Move around a little bit until you feel ready to come into a child's pose. So do whatever it's going to take for you to release whatever might have tightened up a little bit while we were doing that work. So you can come into a nice child's pose with your head supported. Yeah. Beautiful. And then begin to work your way into a downward facing dog. Nice, everybody. Oh, yep. And then from your dog, start to journey your way to your hands. Whatever that journey is for you tonight, it could be a hop. If you're feeling hippity-hoppity, it could be like 50 tiny steps, 2 big steps, anything. Hands to the thighs. Shine your heart forward, half lift. Now slide your hands down your legs, keeping your spine straight. Don't worry about where the hands stop, just keep them attached. Okay, now we're releasing those hamstrings. All right. Bring your hands to your thighs, sit back one more time, hands to the heart. We're going to press through the legs. Inhale, palms up toward the sky, and exhale, and come to mountain pose. All right, inhale and exhale. Everybody okay? All right, let's come to the top of the mat now. We're going to work our way through some sun salutations. And we're going to be using that same movement of toes pointing down, leg lifting to continue working on strengthening the hamstring. So top of the mat, feet hip width. And just get your breath under you. Wiggle around if you're feeling like, oh, I'm finally up. I just want to shake things out. And here we go. Float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive over the hip creases. Hands touch somewhere, either the legs or the mat. Hands to the thighs. Now when you bring your hands to your thighs and you press back, think about that block being there so your knees don't want to knock together. Half lift. Sink the hips down, hands down, and step back, find a plank. Could be knees up for you, could be knees down. And then chaturanga. All right. So we're going to be working on our locust with the arms long forward and the legs hip width distance apart. Okay? Take your gaze towards your mat. Here we go. Now just inhale your right leg up, just as high as it's willing to go right now, and release. Inhale your left leg up, and release. By pulling it straight up, you're working the hamstring again. Okay, right leg comes up, left arm comes up, gaze is right past the front of your mat. We're not looking ahead toward the front of the space. We're looking just past the mat and release. Now left leg comes up, right arm comes up, and we're gazing just past the top of the mat. Yes, and release. Find your way to down dog. What's your journey into dog tonight? So from here, we're going to take the right leg up to hip height, point the toes toward the earth, and tap down and up. Guess what we're strengthening? Tap down and up. Down and up. Yes, there it is. Hold the right leg up and find whatever journey suits you to the top of your mat. When you get there, half lift, forward fold. That's going to release the hamstrings now. And then float the arms out and up as your palms touch. Good, and your hands come heart center. All right, everything makes sense there? We're going to do it on the other side. Top of the mat. Good. There you go. Float your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive over those hip creases. Long spine. Release the hamstrings. Hands to the thighs. Shine your heart forward. This is actually strengthening your hamstrings, just this motion right here, right? Now sink the hips down, hands back, and find your plank. Find your way to plank, knees up or down. Which one are you doing? Nice, and chaturanga all the way down. All right, so from here, we're going to be going back into that locust with the arms extended. Okay, the feet are hip width, the legs are hip width distance apart. And we're going to go right leg, left arm. And release. And left leg, right arm. And release. Now, if you feel like it's you tonight, go 2 legs and 2 arms. And release. And if that wasn't you, then you would go one and then the other. All right, so one more time. Either do your other side if you're doing single side, or 2 arms, 2 legs. Yes, and release. Now go ahead and make a pillow with your hands. Oh, a lot of back bending. Pillow with your hands. Bend at the knees and let the feet just rock, move side to side. Oh, release the spine. And then release the legs down, come into your downward facing dog. Okay, you can go table to dog. You can go table and stay there. Draw it up if you're coming here. And we're going to do the same thing with the left leg up, toes face toward the earth. Tap down and up, down and up. Yes, nice. And the next time your left leg is up, hold it up and begin your journey to the top of your mat. When you get there, half lift, forward fold, release those hamstrings. And float the arms out and up as your palms touch. And your hands come heart center. And release, shake it out. All right, how's everybody doing? Okay, so you've all done baby dancer, but if you want to be near a wall, we're going to do baby dancer. Grab your strap, we'll start with the strap, and you're going to take that strap and wrap it behind your right ankle, crisscross it in front of your right ankle. Okay, now let's just talk about some basics here. Okay, we're going to step the left foot forward. So your back leg has now become your front leg. Again, you could be near something because this is a challenging, wobbly pose, right? For balance, let's go ahead and make sure the feet feel nice and secure on the earth. We have something steady to gaze at, and the mind is calm. And we're going to step into the left leg and start to let that right leg come up. Now you can go ahead and grab both ends of the strap behind you. Some people are already possibly ready to grab their ankle. If that's you, that's you. Okay? If you want to steady yourself, steady yourself. Baby dancer here. And maybe if your left arm wants to come up, your left arm wants to come up. And release. So you can see how that's similar to, or the same as what we were doing on the floor before, right? Okay, so now we're going to take the strap behind the left ankle, cross it in front, step through with the right foot, and start to lift that back leg. So you might want to take both ends of the strap in one hand. You might just find on this side your ankle actually, instead of using the strap. Whatever it is for you, and then maybe the right arm comes up. And we are just accepting what the body's offering in terms of balance and release. Okay? So let's say it's a very challenging night for your balance. This is just great. My hand's on the wall. Maybe my fingers will move up, okay? Or my hand could be on a table or a chair if I had one. All right, everybody good? So we're going to do that one more time with or without the strap, your choice. If you feel like you can reach your ankle without a strap, then go ahead, baby dancer without the strap, okay? None of you are new to yoga, so we're, just going to go for it. Okay, I think I lost track of what side, so we'll start with the right ankle. Cross the strap if you're using one, step the left foot through, and draw your right ankle up, okay? And possibly the left arm. And maybe, again, you're holding on without the strap. Maybe you've got one side that's going to use the strap and one side that isn't. And release. And then go on the other side, strap or no strap, your choice. Get grounded and arm up. And release. Okay, bring your feet back to earth, 2 of them, and just experience with either your eyes unfocused or closed, whichever you prefer, and just experience what's happening in your body right now. A lot has gone on. All right, and then just blink your eyes open and just move around, anything that feels good to you. We did a lot of back bending. We're going to do more spinal clearing, but for now you may want to work a little bit on the cat-cow type of motion, especially coming into the rounded spine of the cat and counterpose some of that back bending that we've been doing. Just continue to move around. Okay. Find anything that you might want for final relaxation. You might, be in a chillier spot, want something to cover up with when we go down and we're not moving around as much. Okay. And in your own time, come to the top of the mat. Find your mountain pose. Settling the breath. And go ahead and find your way to down dog. So for some of us, it's just going to be upward salute, forward fold, half lift, down dog. For others, you might have a vinyasa left in you that needs to come out. Okay, and if that's you, you're going to go plank chaturanga and then back bend and then down dog. So do what suits you and we'll all meet in down dog. Now if you've had enough of down dog and that's it for you, bring your knees down. That's fine too. Okay, so whenever you get here, we're going to let the hips wiggle. If you're up and down dog, the knees can move. Just moving everything around. And if you're in dog, go ahead and bring the knees down. And everybody, we're going to sit off to the side and take the legs straight. Seated mountain pose, meaning the feet are nice and flexed, the spine is nice and long. Good, and we release. Just shake everything out. And let's do a couple of nice soft forward folds. Just the arms up and melt. And roll the hands up the thighs, arms up, and melt. And roll your hands up your thighs. Let's go ahead and bend the knees and come on down to the earth here. Bring it down. All right. So from here, we're going to move into some windshield wipers with the feet mat width distance apart, arms out at shoulder height here. Okay, inhale, and as you exhale, 2 knees to the right, gaze left, come through center, 2 knees left, gaze right. And that's all we're doing. So go ahead and find a comfortable expression of this movement that feels great to you. Okay, what if nothing feels great to you? Well, you could try bringing your legs together. Maybe that feels better to you right now. Or you could try just isolating the knees or just isolating the head. Okay? Or you could try just laying there. And then come on back to center here. Leave your arms long, and if your feet are mat width distance apart, bring them back to hip width. If you love Supta Baddha Konasana, which brings your feet together and your knees out to the side, go ahead and move into that for a moment, a few moments here. If you don't want to do that, then just leave your knees bent, and we're going to extend, wiggle, and bend the fingers. And as you do this, the arms are really extended here. So let's take a nice big extension of the hands, separate the fingers as wide as they'll go, and see if you can feel that movement all the way up to your shoulders, and then release and relax. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to come into a spinal release. So take your right leg up. Take your hands around your hamstring and press into your hands. What if your hands don't come all the way around your hamstring? Just hold on to your leg. If your strap is nearby, you could grab your strap and press into that. We're pressing, and now just release. Keep holding on, but just let everything soften up. And now press into those hands one more time with the right leg, and release. All right, keeping that right leg up, let's point and flex the foot, and circle the ankle one direction and the other. And release, we are switching to the left, okay? So we're going to take the left leg up, and press into the hands. And release. Press into the hands. Tension and release, right? That's what makes the muscles come alive. And release. And now we're going to point and flex that foot. buckle the ankle one direction and the other. Release. Bring the feet to the mat and let the knees gently open and close. Little butterfly wings here. We're going to extend both arms and both legs overhead. Inhale. Exhale the knees in for Apanasana. Hold on here. And from here, start to rock around on your spine. See what needs to happen. Maybe the hands come to the knees and the knees circle more than going side to side. And if you circle in one direction and then the other. See what's releasing for your spine right at this moment. Take a nice breath. And then bring your feet back down to the mat, hands by your side, okay? Now we're going to start to explore around the body, see if any particular movement is being requested by the body, any realignment needing to happen, so you can start to find your way into whatever you're doing for final relaxation. Remember, that could be legs straight, knees bent. You could sit on a chair. You could have your legs up on a chair, or maybe this is even a bed that's nearby, okay? You could do legs up the wall if there was a wall right there. I wouldn't do legs up the wall like this without any, but if there's a wall there, you could come to the wall and really have your legs on it, right? It's your final relaxation. So come into the best position for you right now. Now inhale through the nose. And slowly exhaling through the mouth. Just allow your body to release onto the earth. From here, just move into your final relaxation. Now begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And as you inhale, extend your arms overhead, your legs long. And as you exhale, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug of gratitude for all the work that your body has done for you tonight and your mind. And let's come over to a side and back up to a nice easy seat. As you draw your palms together and turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.